We have a medical facility in here? Okay, didn't think so. Medical stuff, you cannot drop off anything that's contaminated. Just skip through that a little bit. It's not going to apply to most of you. This is the kind of stuff that we find occasionally on sidewalks or in parks. Facility will leave a bag, one of those red bags that are very obvious bags. They're supposed to be obvious. Unfortunately, the guys that know that they're obvious and want those bags, if you put one outside, leave it unattended for 3 or 4 minutes, it's gone. It'll be down the street somewhere, and they'll pull out the needles and stuff they want to use for their endeavors, and they will just leave the rest for anybody to stumble into. So we find this stuff in a lot of parks, a lot of sidewalks, when they steal from clinics. Okay, power washing. Basically, when you're power washing, you're going to need to recover the water. Okay, unless the facility has its own old water separator and can clean that water out. And even then, you're probably not going to get sufficient cleaning to where you can't, that you can still let it go. You're probably going to have to recover the water. That's the new trend on everything. Water in the drains. An oil water separator by itself will not take care of cleaning the water to the standards that can be released. Now we're having a lot of problems with the grid and stuff. Actually, let's see if we got it. Yeah, I don't have it. It's further along than I thought. The lab analysis that we're getting back from the water coming out of parking garages and so forth, where they're doing cleaning the cement. We were finding things that we never thought we'd find, and the levels we never thought we would find. But the idea is a lot of companies are going out there buying nice machinery, and this doesn't apply just to power washers. If you've got a company where your employees use machinery to recover something, if you don't train them right, all that machinery is useless. This is downtown Houston. We have a guy that's got a nice, I call it like a Zamboni type machine, where it puts water down, scrubs up, and it sucks that water back up right away. And that water then disposed of properly. This particular guy is doing a parking garage downtown. He's got a nice machine that's supposed to do everything correctly, and he isn't trained appropriately, and then he cleans all that up upstairs, brings it out to the city, and then opens the valve and dumps it all in the city drain. So it just made that, I don't know, $40,000 to $50,000 piece of machinery totally useless. So ensure that your employees are brought up to speed. Now, how many here are company owners or managers? Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Whatever your business is, whatever your process is, whatever you have your employees doing where they could cause any type of violation, you need to draw up a policy manual. You need to direct how things are to be done, how things are to be disposed of in order to help protect your company. Because if an employee is doing it on company time, the company is automatically bound. However, and we get this all the time, well, it's just a rogue employee. Well, guess what? If you haven't taught him how to do it right, he's not a rogue employee as far as the district attorney is concerned. Okay? And if you tell me, yeah, we trained him on how to do it right, where is it documented? If you can't show us it was documented and the employee is signed off on it, we can't verify it ever happened. Okay? So what we tell companies is to protect the company is you need to develop a policy manual that stipulates how you will handle certain things, how you will do things, have them do it in Spanish and English. Don't give a Spanish guy that speaks very little English one in English, because that's not going to fly very far either. You need to do it in English and Spanish, or Asian if you've got a lot of Asians working for you, whatever language you got working for you. You need to get it converted to where they can get it in their primary language and have them sign it and keep it on file. we have a company, we have a guy that drives, let's just say, drives one of these big Dr. trucks full of stuff. He decides, you know, gets a late load, decides it's an anniversary night for him and Mama. He wants to get home early, goes down to the dead end street where the bayou is and dumps his load. Okay? We all know we shouldn't be doing that. We're going to tag him, we're going to tag the company, and come back to the company and say, why is he down there? You know, if you can come back to me and say, I don't know, he shouldn't have been doing that, we don't train him that way, here's his policy manual, tells him how he's supposed to dispose of it, he signed it when he was employed, then we might be able to get the company, at least reduce the liability on the company, if not take the company out of the equation, and go back to, it is a road employee doing something, and we can show why he's doing it. All right, but you got to do something to protect the company. This is a typical pressure washer we were finding a couple years ago. Little pressure washer and then a bunch of chemicals in the back of a pickup truck. And this is what we were finding, especially when they did a lot of work down in the med center area downtown. We would get calls almost every month. And what we put together was that the night that we got these, we would get these calls where there's big sheets on the water. And we get these calls from the Coast Guard, we get them from our own helicopter units, and we get them from private helicopter companies sometimes, telling us there's a big sheen on the water in such and such location, and we'll go out, the Coast Guard goes out, and we'll find a lot of stuff. And what we put together was the nights they did a lot of the big power washings at the medical center garages, because they have so many garages, so many floors, and so many thousands and thousands of gallons are getting released overnight. That was where our problem was coming from, on these particular issues. And actually the medical center, the power washers that were doing the medical center, some of them got hammered. All right, so we eventually will find it. And this is one of the lab results that we were getting back from one of the power washing things. We're finding, you know, chromium, lead, silver, mercury, forget silver, mercury, and then the TPH levels, the total petroleum hydrocarbons. This particular one's actually pretty low, it's a spot sample. But we were finding a lot of metals that we didn't anticipate we would find out there. Chromium is a carcinogenic. You know, obviously we know what lead's all about. Barium is a heavy metal, but it's not overly too bad. But we were finding a lot of this kind of problem in the samples we were getting, so it was something for us to deal with. All right, this is something we'll talk about real quick. Biodegradable products. If you have a biodegradable soap, you're going to wash a part off. Can you let that soap go to the storm drain? No. Okay. Biodegradable has got more people in trouble than we shake a stick at here. Biodegradable, if you really read the package, some of that stuff is biodegradable in 40 years. It's really a misnomer. Not only that, it's only biodegradable in its true form. So it means you don't add anything else to it. You spill it on the ground, it'll biodegrade in 40 years. Once you clean something, mix it with something, you have changed the chemical makeup of that product. It's no longer biodegradable in 40 years. It now has total petroleum hydrocarbons, oils, metals, other things in it that are pollutants and are not biodegradable. Okay, so it's a misnomer. Don't think because you're using a biodegradable material that you are able to release that out to the environment. You cannot. Any questions on that? That's usually one that sticks a few people. Okay, in your packet, we're going to run a few minutes ahead of schedule, which is good, early. In your packet, you've got a little copy of the slides in there. It's got my number on that last page. Feel free, and I have companies that call me all the time. My cell number's on there. That's usually the best way to get me. If you have a question that comes up, you want to know if something's a problem that you're trying to do, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to answer what I can answer over the phone. If I need to make a trip out to a facility to look at something for you, if you're requesting it and my eyes are closed as far as for the violation actually going on, I will come out and tell you, okay, yes you can, or no you can't do this. But I can usually deal with most of the things over the phone. All right? So just take advantage. We're trying to be as helpful as possible. You know, and it's one of those things we're trying to help you, help us, help you kind of thing. If you have a city club or association, or you have your own company, if you've got 25, 30 employees, and you want us to come out and do a talk to your employees, give them the same shit we're giving right here, and we're more than happy to do that. All right? Again, we're trying to help you keep out of trouble as much as possible. So Sylvia Rumlow is our committee liaison. She's the one responsible for putting this thing on today.